Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. Hello, it's Emmy. Welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, an online learning community that has over 19,000 different classes in videography, design, photography, and much more. If you're one of the first 450 people to click the link down below, you shall receive 2 months of Skillshare absolutely free. Big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and today I am going to be eating Scotland. So this beautiful package of Scottish treats was sent to me by Sadie and Lauren. Thank you ladies so much for sending me this package. They contacted me and asked me if there was anything specific I wanted to taste from Scotland, and I had this request. This is a can of haggis. And haggis is a traditional Scottish dish. Some people call it the national dish, and it is cooked in the rumen of a sheep. Now the rumen is part of the stomach, and it contains all kinds of offal bits, including lung, diaphragm, heart, liver, all the bits from the inside of the sheep. So all those little bits are chopped up and cooked together with oatmeal and spices and onions, and then stuffed inside of the rumen and boiled. Robert Burns was a poet and a patriot, and he made this dish famous in his address to haggis that was written in 1787, and this dish is celebrated on that day. It's traditionally served with neeps and tatties, which are rutabaga, and potatoes, which have been mashed, usually with a little bit of butter. So Sadie and Lauren live in Ayrshire, which is the birthplace of Robert Burns. Perfect for haggis. They also sent me a couple of postcards of Lovelies Scotland. I've never ever been. Look at this bowl. Beautiful. So I've wanted to taste haggis for years, ever since I saw it, and so I married an axe murderer. Unfortunately, this is not the fresh version. I will have to go to Scotland myself and have it there. It says you can warm it up in the microwave or in a saucepan. I'm going to opt for a saucepan. First things first, we're going to open our haggis. And this really great can opener was sent to me by Simon. Simon, thank you so much. I use this can opener a lot, although I have trouble with it sometimes with some brands of coconut milk, I find. So then I use this little bird's beak here, and I'm going to open that up. Yep, there's some coagulated fat. It smells a lot like corned beef hash too. Nice and spiced. It smells great. The color isn't so great. It's kind of gray. There we go. In one cylinder. I'm going to heat this on medium-low heat just until it's warmed up. Break it up a bit. Now I must say it doesn't look all that appetizing, but not many ground meat products do. Looks a bit like, pet food, but it smells great. So while my haggis is heating up, let me tell you a little bit more about Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that has over 19,000 different classes in subjects varying from videography, design, photography. So Skillshare is really great for those that want to take their passion and make it into a job. It gives you all the tools you need to meet your goals. So the class that I'm working through right now is called Writing from Memory, hosted by Ashley Ford, and she walks you through the steps of writing about memory and what it is to write from memory and how do you tap into those memories. So what I really like about this type of learning is that I can really tailor it to my schedule. Whenever I've got a little bit of time, I can just click where I left off and keep on learning. Love that, love that, love that. So a premium Skillshare membership runs about $10 a month, but if you're one of the first 450 people to click the link down below, you can receive 2 months of Skillshare absolutely free. So be sure to grab one of those spots because they go quickly. All right, let's check on the haggis. It looks actually quite similar to corned beef hash, except it's not as pink. Kind of more of a gray color. Now on the can itself it said you can add a little bit of whiskey for some flavor, so I've got some here. I'm going to dribble some of that right there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Not too much, just a bit. Work that in there. Smells so good. Haggis is paired with neeps and tatties, which are mashed rutabagas and mashed potatoes. Here's my haggis. Here are my potatoes. I'm going to try the haggis by itself first. All right, here we go. Itadakimasu. First off, it's very salty, so it's important to eat it with mashed potatoes. But it's delicious. It has a very soft texture, kind of similar to corned beef hash, but a little bit softer. It's kind of like the inside of a sausage, actually, but a little mushier. There's not as much of a meaty bite to it, even though this does contain things like lungs and diaphragm and other offally bits. It's not chewy. It's very soft. and tender, a little bit pasty, very heavily seasoned with both salt and some spices. There's a little bit of sage, I think, in there, a little bit of mace, a little bit of spice. It's delicious. I'm gonna try some with the potato. I think that will cut down on the amount of sodium. That's a great combination. Both the textures are quite similar, very soft and kind of mushy, but the butter and the milk in the potatoes, also the kind of neutral palate of a potato, goes really, really well with the haggis. Delicious! I love haggis. Granted, this is not haggis in its best form. I will eat it fresh someday, I promise. Let's try this next. This is Tablet, Scottish traditional confectionery. Produced in Scotland, contains sugar, whole milk, butter, sweetened condensed milk, and glucose syrup. Here they are. Ooh, just a little bit crumbly. Oh boy, is that ever sweet. So this is about as sweet and rich as fudge that we have here in the US, but the texture is a little bit different. This is much more crumbly. When you bite into it, it's a little bit chalky, but it's intensely sweet and buttery and sweet condensing milky and caramelly and scrumptious. And this is called Coulters Candy. And the lady said it's best described as a Scottish toffee bar that is broken into uneven bits. It's like a bitter treacle treat. So we don't have much treacle here. Treacle is like a syrup that is really popular in the UK, but in the US you hardly hear about it at all. But look at this color. Oh my gosh, look, it's so dark. And it has, it's almost like glass or obsidian. Look at that. And it just smells sweet. And it's good. It's a very simple hard candy. Although it was really, really dark, I was anticipating some sort of bitterness because I thought this would be like kind of a scorched, like really caramelized candy, but it's not. It just tastes like a sweet, slightly caramelized candy. Very hard in terms of texture, just like a hard candy. But yeah, very, very simple. Very interesting after having the haggis, but yeah, simple. Ladies also sent me this little bar, and this looks like a toffee candy of some kind. Oh, look at that. It looks like fondant. It almost looks like the inside of a York peppermint patty. Ooh, it's coconut. All right, so that's a coconut filling. All right, let's give that a go. Wow. Now that one's really, really sweet as well. About as sweet as the tablet. But the texture inside is just like a York peppermint patty. And what I thought was chopped nuts is actually toasted coconut. It tastes very similar to an Almond Joy, but there are no almonds. I guess that would make this a Mounds bar. But the coconut flavor isn't as coconutty. It's a little bit more subtle. And of course, you don't have the desiccated coconut pieces in there for that chew, but definitely present. Nice. It also reminds me a little bit of a lamington. You Australians know what I'm talking about. This little bit of coconut on the outside reminds me very much of a lamington. Good. Just very sweet. A little goes a long way. Nice. So Sadie and Lauren also sent me a couple of Kinder Eggs for my boys. Unfortunately, one of them got attacked by the haggis inside the box. Let me show you what a Kinder Egg looks like if you're not familiar with one. So the outside of the Kinder Egg is made out of both milk chocolate and white chocolate, and inside has a yolk that is a plastic capsule, and inside has a toy, which is awesome. My favorite Kinder Eggs are the ones that you can build, and they have little instructions inside, and of course they're collectible, and this one you can build. Yay! The toys are actually surprisingly well made, and they always come together really well. So there are the instructions, and then you'll put it together. So I'm gonna save this for my sons to put together. But Sadie and Lauren, thank you guys so much. So for my last treat, I'm going to have this. Thank you guys so much for sending this to me. You guys know that I love peppermint, and particularly peppermint and chocolate. Fries bars are delicious. This is a 3-pack, so I can share. That's great. I had my first taste of a fry bar in one of my Emmy Eats UK videos. I'll put those links down below as well. But here is a fry bar. I have 3 of them. Let me open it up so you can see what's inside. And here it is. Fry, 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 all the way down the middle of it. This one got a little bit smushed, but let me snap it so you can see what's inside. So the interior is very similar to the coconut candy I just had. All right, let's give that a go. So good. It's very, very similar to a York peppermint patty, except there's more generous amount of dark chocolate and you have more of a textural kind of crunch or bite when you snap through it. Love it, but in terms of just level of sweetness and pepperminty cooling effect, very similar to a York peppermint patty. So good. I need to step away from the chocolate. Yum, 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 yum. So there you have it, a little taste of Scotland, including my very first taste of haggis. Ladies, thank you so much for sending that to me. It was great. I've been waiting years for this. And be sure to check out Skillshare. Click the link down below to be one of the first 450 people to sign up to get 2 free months of Skillshare absolutely free. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, and I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Back to the chocolate.